Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. In today's video we are going through week 1 of my budget check-in. So I hope everybody is okay with me posting this a little bit later than normal on a Friday. I am actually filming this when the video should be going live on YouTube, but I have had a week this week. I am filming this on the 10th of November. This was election week, and then I had to go into the office a couple days this week as well, and I've just been exhausted, and with the time change and everything, everything is a little screwed up right now. So here I've already laid out all of my expenses. I have overspent in several of them, so pull you in a little bit closer. On the 1st, which is the Wednesday, I had 2 grocery trips, H-E-B and Walmart, and then we have pet food, monthly pet food supplies delivered. I had vitamins and my hair dye also delivered, and my cell phone bill came out as well. On Thursday, over here we have where I had to buy a docking station for my work computer, and my company supplies one docking station, and that one is at the office, and I work from the office part of the time and work from home part of the time. So I needed to have a docking station that actually is for my computer, and so that way I could have the multiple screens and everything to do my job and not have the screens black, go black and everything. So that's the main reason why I bought the docking station, is because the cheap one that I bought, every time I get up from my chair, it's like it shifts the connection, and the monitors go black for a few seconds and then they come back on and everything. So that is why that is over here. But I also had a podiatrist appointment to get my orthotics, and that was a copay of $40 so far. Household expense, there were several things that I bought, but I did buy, I think, 2 things that were for the hall refresh that I plan on starting to work on in the Thanksgiving weekend. Words are difficult today because it's already been a day and it is 8 o'clock in the morning already. Another pet supply delivery as well. I need to buy the self-warming beds for the cats outside, since I have unfortunately kicked the cats out of the garage. And I say unfortunately, I would love to have them in the garage. However, that also leaves it open for woodland creatures to also make their home in the garage. And unfortunately, earlier this year, I had a possum climb up into my engine of the car that is in my garage and cause damage to the drive belt, and I had to have a brand new drive belt put on the car. My car is 3 years old and had less than 15,000 miles on it, and I think it actually had less than 12,000 miles on it at the time, and I had to get a new drive belt because a possum made his nest in the nose of my car, basically right underneath the engine area. So I have shut the garage and don't let the cats in there, and I have cat houses outside for the cats, so I bought the self-warming beds to keep them warm during our milder winters that we have down here. I say milder because it gets down and close to freezing, but it normally doesn't get to freezing until like January, February time, and then that's when the entire city shuts down because we can't deal with ice. So we have one craft to Amazon. I bought another pen. I have one here for on my desk, and then one to carry in my work bag. And then I also had my internet bill come out as well. On Friday the 3rd, we have more pet supplies. I have way overspent on personal and pet supplies already, and on household already, and miscellaneous already. I've already overspent. It's the first week, and I've already overspent on several categories that I'm supposed to be monitoring. Anyways, pet supplies. Going along with just going a little crazy with shopping, I needed to replace one of the cat trees inside of the house because the rope was starting to come undone, and the boards were warped. Like, the cats weighed too much when they landed on it, and it broke the board underneath the faux fur. So I knew I was going to replace one cat tree. Why did I buy 3 cat trees? So that's what the Chewy was, were the cat trees. And there's a specific brand of cat tree that I like. So that is what I was going for. And then the pet prescription to get the flea and tick stuff for that you put on the back of the neck, that was what that was for. Then on Saturday, I purchased planners, notebooks, stuff from Erin Condren. I am going to be doing a Franken planner for next year, and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to actually do this, if I'm going to split it up into 6-month or 4-month increments and all of that type of stuff. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so look forward to that, because that is something that I'm planning to do for December as one of my Vlogmas things, is Franken planning my planner. So that's what's going on. And I already talked about that one as well. On Monday the 6th, we had 2 more groceries, Walmart and Amazon. Amazon, I needed to get the refresh of my coffee that I normally get from the Korean delivery stuff, and it was cheaper actually to buy it from Amazon, and I got it the next day. So and I bought 2 packets of it, so it was $26, and I was able to get it the next day type thing. So, and I didn't have to pay tip, I didn't have to do all of that, so it was actually cheaper to do it through Amazon. But I do have a trip planned, or I mentioned to one of my coworkers that lives close to an H Mart that I am planning to go. I want to go to H Mart in December. So, and when I do that, since I'm going to have to drive out to where she's at, then we can meet up and go to a Korean restaurant that we like out there as well and do all of that. So we're planning it for a Saturday at this point to do that in December. So hopefully I can get it a little bit cheaper at H Mart if they have it there. I'm not sure if they do. I think they do, but I don't know. Anyways, and then a personal, I had to buy shampoo for my hair from Amazon, and that was what that's for. And then my Starbucks gift card, I keep my Starbucks gift card in the Starbucks app, and just have all of my purchases come from the gift card. And the one location that's kind of in the same building as where I work, they only offer mobile orders with a gift card. So if you were trying to use just your regular credit card or debit card, they wouldn't accept it. So gift card, and that's just easier for me to do that. And it just reloads once it gets to a certain point, like under $5 or something like that, and reloads with $25. So I'm prepared the next time we go in there, but that's what that is. So we do have a couple days of no spend, which would be those 2 days right there, the 5th and the 7th. So I'm okay with that. I mean, I've overspent, I've done a little bit, but let's go ahead and go into the tracking part of it. I've actually pre-worked this. I just have not sat down to film it. So that's a good thing. I'm a little bit more prepared and not having to pull out any calculators or anything in here. So for paycheck 1, I did get my paycheck for my regular job, and I never share the estimated amount or the actual amount because that is kind of privacy type things. But I do share I try when I'm doing my budgets to have my estimated or budgeted amount be less than what I'm actually going to be getting. So thankfully I am a salary employee, so I know how much pretty much my paychecks are going to be. It usually fluctuates by 1 cent here or there. But I do share with you how much over or under I am depending on everything. In this case, I am over by 190.20, and I like to have that because then that gives me a little wiggle room in the month to be able, if I get a very large bill or I kind of overspend a little bit like I have been, that it gives me a little wiggle room in my budget to not just budget saying this is my pay. I'm giving a number. My pay is $1,200 and I budget for $1,200. But if I budget for $1,000 and then I actually get $1,200, that's $200 extra that I can put towards debt or something like that. So I try to work with a smaller budget because I want to live within my means and not over. I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life is basically what I'm trying to say. But those figures, the 1,000, 1,200, that is not what I'm getting paid, just so you know. Those were just examples. At one point, that was pretty much what I was getting paid, but not what I'm getting paid now. Anyways, I also, additional income, need to say I'm going to budget $0. I currently have no plans to get any money this month. I did work the election, but usually when I work the election and when I get paid for that, that usually comes in December and like the first week of December, but it may come in November. It's hard to tell. So I always just say $0, but if I also transfer any money from my sinking funds to cover any of my expenses or anything like that, I consider that as income to myself, so that way I can work it in the budget and all of that type of stuff. Going on into some of this stuff, I'm going to change the color to blue to show temporary because this number is kind of, it's kind of bad for pet supplies. $722.11 in pet supplies, and we are budgeted for $350. Yeah, went a little crazy. Okay, going over into regular bills and things like that that are fixed expenses. Cell phone and internet came out, and nothing else so far for this month. Now, as far as cash envelopes go, I do have the starting balances for these, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in. And then coming back over here, because I have pulled stuff out of them. So out of crafts, and this is mainly for planning, but I also do crochet and knitting and all of that type of stuff. So I've already, because I bought planners and everything, I've over purchased. But that's okay. It happens. So far, nothing in entertainment. However, there will be an entertainment one because I bought a concert ticket, so that's going to happen in December. So you'll see that next week because it will come out next week. Okay, household. I'm not going to put that in because I have it in the weekly check-in, so that you'll see it over there. But I've already overspent on the household. Personal care, we are already overspent by $136.78. So that's how much I've already paid towards personal stuff, and it's budgeted for $75. Restaurants, just the Starbucks gift card so far, so we're still good for restaurants for this month as well. Going on into the weekly check-in, I spent $209.21 on groceries so far, and that leaves me a remaining of $90.79. Household, I have paid $121.14, and I am over by $21.14 already this month. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down here. Carrying it over. Miscellaneous, I am also over on this, so $201.29 and $201.29. So that is pretty much it. I haven't changed anything else out for any of the other months. The only other thing that I did add to this since the setup for November were my sinking funds. So I did put the ending numbers for October once I was able to get to those. So that's where we are at with all of the sinking funds and everything. And I have yet to actually carry over all of this stuff. So let's flip you around and give you, talk a little bit. November, first week of November, I've overspent on groceries, household, miscellaneous, personal, pet food. But that's why I do weekly check-ins, because that lets me know that I need to reel myself back in and not spend any money. So yeah, that's where we are at right now. However, I did buy a concert ticket, but I have it in the entertainment budget to do that. So that's perfectly fine. We'll see how much it is, but I believe what I have in entertainment covers the concert ticket. I think it was under $75 for the concert ticket. But yeah, so that's coming up, but I have overspent on a lot of categories. So it's time to reel myself back in and try to not spend money at Amazon or all of that. I do need to buy blinds for my bathroom because they broke. So that's going to be another $50 or $60, something like that. That's going to have to come out somewhere. And, but yeah, so, things happen, but that's okay. I always have a little contingency out there just to be on the safe side, and that's why I have that little buffer for income where I have the budgeted amount. Is I always try to have it less than what my actual is supposed to be, so that way I have a little bit of wiggle room in the budget. Not much, but a little bit of wiggle room to kind of pay for things like that just kind of pop out of nowhere. So anyways, I hope that everybody enjoyed this video. I apologize, I'm a little later than normal, but it's just been a week. I haven't had time to actually film and do all of that, set up everything, and also edit. It's a process, but I enjoy the process. So I will be back on Sunday with a cleaning video, and I then will be back on Wednesday with the first, at least the first, maybe the entire, I don't think it is, but because I have not edited the video at all, but the bathroom refresh video will be posted this coming Wednesday as well. And then I will be back on Friday with week 2 budget check-in as well. So I hope that you subscribe, hit the notification bell, so that way you are notified when I do post those videos. I do have plans in December to be doing Vlogmas, so I'm going to try to post a video every single day. I don't know if that's going to happen, because it's my first Vlogmas that I'm gonna try to participate in. So I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. So I will be back in my next video. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful week. Bye, everybody.